Where do you want me?
All right, my friends, we are back. I apologize for that break taking a slight bit longer than I had anticipated. I just needed a moment to put a little bit of cancer in my body and come up with a game plan for something I wasn't entirely prepped for. Uh, Also, wanted to give my players a moment to get their plan together. As it turns out, Everhart has a question he wants to ask. Yes, I stole that joke from him because I'm freaking. I just don't care. No, that's not true. I do care. I have moved.
That's not fair, no matter how you slice it.
Yeah, I see what you did there.
You just have to, don't you?
Oh my God! Stop.
You opened the door and walked through it, my man.
I know. I challenged him in an open space. He had to respond. I have moved Sir Vitamar and Sir Everhart away from the table. All right. I have moved the 2-player knights in question away from the table. I have not moved Sir Dallin yet because I don't know what Sir Dallin's plan is. I will set the scene. You guys have chased after Sir Eorc after he rather boisterously popped up from his seat and said something to the effect of, "Screw this, I'm out. I'm done with this family," and then abruptly left the feast in the middle of it, somewhat drunkenly. He was confronted by Sir Vitamar, who then spun around. Excuse me, Sir Vitamar stopped Eorc, who then spun around and shoved Vitamar into the mud. And it doesn't necessarily have to be mud, but I just kind of pictured a little bit of muddiness outside. Sir Everhart helped Vitamar get up and then also corralled up the squires to let people know what was going on. And in the interim, Sir Eorc has continued to wander off. He did find a pea bush, and as of right now, he has turned back from that bush and looks as though he is headed towards, we'll just say, the stables.
More like the unstables. Anyway.
Well, he looks like he's going to go get his horse and do some drunken driving.
Right. I just meant he's unstable.
No, I
Anyway.
know.
Yeah. Okay, so after we get up, we chase after him.
Okay. And so you're going to stop him before he gets to the horses?
Yep, and then we're knocking him out.
Okay. Make your attack roll. What do you?
Why don't we?
I got past. Yeah.
Why don't we just verbally confront him first and say, "What's your problem?"
Yeah. It's almost like he's watching my stream and he saw my double take face.
Fine. We confront him and say, "What's
Hey,
your problem?"
He's allowed to be drunk and angry.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he did just get shoved on his ass. I guess that is, a possible response is a punch to the face.
Yeah. See?
Listen, it's your call. It's your call, and I'm assuming Vitamar's the one leading the charge right now because it is his brother.
Yeah.
Guys, we wouldn't have all these lovely episodes of Cops if people didn't get up off the ass after being shoved and punched somebody.
Okay, so we're punching him.
All right.
Okay.
Make your attack roll. I'm gonna use. What did I use earlier? 15 for unarmed because we don't actually have a skill for that.
Okay, if it's 15, that's fine.
All right, you rolled a 10. He is also, So this is what happens. So he rolled a 14, which is higher than your 10. They both succeed.
Shouldn't he roll his awareness first? If
doesn't he have to
after him and he just took a piss?
Hold on.
I get it unopposed, or he has to split it.
Well, you didn't declare that you were also going to disrupt him.
I'm right there with it.
Okay.
You didn't give me a chance to declare.
All right, that's fair. All right. In that case, yeah, no, he's. I think what happens, like, it's dark, and obviously there's been alcohol flowing and food and whatnot, and so I think what happens is Vitamar makes his swing. Eorc notices it and deflects it and bops him right back in the face with a quick jab. I'm just gonna roll 2d6. What? All right. I'll just do. You're not armored, by the way. So.
You said 2d6.
Oh, I did say 2, didn't I? My bad. I should have caught that myself. Yeah, no, you definitely take a 3-point wound to a busted nose or something. It doesn't have to be a busted nose. Bops you right back in the face, and then, even as you're still reeling from that, here comes Sir Everhart saying, "Yeehaw!"
So mine is unopposed, yeah?
Yeah, I really hope you're not swinging with an entire axe.
I'm swinging with the flat of the axe.
Oh, shit.
Flat of the axe out of the dark.
Go ahead. With your
Axe
what's your
murderer.
what's your axe skill again? I don't remember off the top of my head.
15.
15. Okay. I was really hoping that would fail. Go ahead, roll your dice. 6 if I'm not mistaken.
Believe it's well. I'm rolling 2d6 for my standard damage. This is plus 1d6 plus 2, if I recall.
Wait, say that again.
So my axe is an additional d6 plus 2.
Because you're using your magic axe, huh? Not magic,
Yes.
but your finely crafted one.
Yes.
That Farvel gave.
Yeah, son of a bitch.
Isn't that epic justice? Oh fuck.
Plus 2. So 22 blunt damage.
So the first thing he has to do is roll his dex. I don't know what his dex is. I'm gonna go with
You said 12 earlier, just ahead.
for 12 for that was your dexterity, I thought.
No, my dex is 12. What? You had him roll some sort of dex. I don't remember.
No, I didn't have it. I had. So what he did was he pushed you, which I use as an unarmed attack. You had to roll.
14, because that's pretty average if you average out all your stats.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I had you roll dex as the opposed roll because he was
Yeah,
catching you
yeah.
off guard with that sudden turn and push. Yeah, I got to roll.
14's pretty high.
I'll roll a 12 for his dex. Should have rolled a 14. He falls over and takes all of that damage. What was it again? 22. He is.
I'm gonna go with concussed.
Well, he's definitely
Unconscious.
he's definitely senseless. He's not unconscious yet. I'm assuming 8 is a decent number for unconscious, and he's probably knocked down to 8, but not under 8. And he's on his butt at the moment. Definitely stunned by the fact that, or because he got smacked with the flat of an axe.
Okay, so just out of curiosity, because my total hit points is 28 currently.
Mhm.
What's yours, Rev?
My current hit points is 26, I believe.
Yeah. So I would have to say if he's doing 20, my unconscious is 7, and if I were to get hit with that, I would have passed out.
So, for the record,
And no one's wearing armor either.
No, he
With a blunt weapon.
no, he definitely took all 20 points of damage. Here's my argument. Because I don't have stats prepped for him, I was going off a vague memory of some of the Saxons you guys have fought, and they've had in the 30, 31, 32 hit point range, and with an unconscious of 8.
But he's also my brother, so I would think that we'd have similar
Fine.
stats.
He is either way I'm not knocking him out, so he has a chance to be able to speak for himself, but he is definitely dazed.
Oh, he's definitely gonna get a chance to speak for himself, just not tonight.
So you pound him again in the face while he's dazed.
Yeah,
Okay.
just bop him in the nose one time and he's gonna be knocked out.
Yeah.
And because he's on the ground, he's gonna have a -5 on his attack roll. So if you want to make another attack, he's not gonna fight. He doesn't have the fight in him now.
Well, just to be clear, Omar, what we discussed beforehand was essentially knocking him out, trussing him up, and essentially either leaving him with our squires or what amounts to a castle guard as a drunken disorderly to handle later.
Okay,
So
I'm
we can
done.
go
Yeah.
back in for so we can hopefully get in for whatever this last part of the feast is.
Okay. Yeah, I think. I think we find Sir Aoric is definitely left under guard, perhaps with his wrists tied together.
Oh, don't forget that I sucker punched him in the end. Please.
Make
Sorry,
your
that has
no,
to happen.
no. Go ahead. Make your roll against an unarmed of 15, and I swear to God, if you fumble, I'm gonna laugh so hard. Damn.
Oh, look at that.
Okay, you don't even have to roll damage. You definitely just you bust his nose. He bleeds profusely from his nose.
Bastard.
Wow, were you really that frustrated with Sir Eric?
Yeah, Yeah, he's fucking causing.
Yes!
He's just trying to have a fucking chill night. Fuck off already.
Yes, that's awesome. That means I've done my job as creating something of a villain.
Yeah, screw you.
No, that's literally... Alright, so real fast. Any TV show, any movie, any book you've ever read, and if you found yourself hating a character because of the things they do in character, the writers did their job.
Yeah, I know.
And that's why I'm over here going, yes!
You mean like with Ahsoka in the Star Wars series?
Sure. If
I
that's...
was, oh wow, really?
I guess.
Hey, look, there's
Side
been a
note.
couple of books I've read where I get halfway through and I just hate all the fucking characters, so stop reading.
Well, that might be because of the author was pretty poor in the first place. Don't mention any names, because I'm not trying to bash anybody here. Alright.
Warning, you suck.
Anyway. Alright, I will bring you two back into the feast, I suppose. You're definitely a bit muddy, and some people are definitely giving you some weird looks. I'm not going to grant any geniality or anything for the trussing up of your brother. Excuse me. But yeah. Third round.
That was sort of like in the end of the third round.
I just side-eye them and go, "You're lucky I covered for you."
You know what, Sir Dallin? Roll intrigue for me.
Oh boy.
I feel like that's an
My
appropriate
intrigue
skill.
is only a 10.
I feel like that's a good skill in lieu of like persuade. Because we don't actually.
Passed.
Alright, yeah, no, you do manage to actually any onlookers when they abruptly leave and follow Sir Aoric, you're able to come up with a semi-convincing story to keep people from being overly alarmed.
Oh, he was just passing gas, or needed to take a quick piss with the
It's
other
a good
two
thing
and
that you weren't
talk.
making up the intrigue story.
Yeah, your shit was not gonna work, bro.
Hey,
Rodance,
my
do you have any
intrigue's
better
actually
ideas?
pretty high, alright?
Yeah, Rodance, what do you tell people when you notice that Duke Ulfius and some of the other knights of the county are looking over towards your table, wondering what in the shit just happened?
Well, I tell them that Rev is excited to finally get a chance to sit down and talk with his brother-in-law, and today was a great opportunity for them to step out for a brief moment, and I would expect at least some of them back soon.
Uncle-in-law, but yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah.
Okay.
They so rarely get a chance to sit down now that poor dear Farvel has passed away.
It's only after the feast I call him Daddy.
Whoa, my friend, whoa.
Somebody clearly needs to step off it. A little too much drinking there, dude.
Yeah, something.
We're talking family titles, and that's the only time I could think to use that.
Well, you
Your
have to.
uncle's not your daddy.
No, and if he is, I don't want to know about it. Moving on.
Hey. The appropriate one would be the screaming uncle, but that's a separate problem.
Whoa, yeah, nope, not going there. Third round, turnips baked with cheese, venison in frumenti, and elderberry divination cakes. Sir Everhard, unless Rodance has some commentary on the food.
Now, is there just big, huge chart of this is what food's served every year, or is this a random roll?
There is a chart of 3 columns of 1d20s, and I roll 3 items off of that chart for each round of the feast.
Huh, that is actually really cool.
Yeah.
Just some of this food sounds horrible, and some of it actually sounds pretty tasty.
Yeah, like there's been a few that I've been like, I don't know what that might taste like, but I would be willing to try it. And there's been others that I'm like, I don't know what that sounds like, or what that is, but it sounds like ass.
Yeah, divination cakes, I'm trying to remember exactly now, because I've heard of them before. I feel like they're vaguely related to that same, like the Mardi Gras king cakes, vaguely.
Could be. I honestly don't know. And I've looked a couple of times, looked up a couple of these things. Like I remember looking up frumenti before, which I believe is a sort of custard. There's a couple of other items that I've had at the feast that I've had to look up just so I could try to describe them. But after a while, either I've described it once and I don't want to describe it again, or it's like I just don't feel like looking it up when I prep. Because sometimes trying to figure out what it is and then conveying that to a player group or even the audience who's like, I have no idea what any of those words mean. It is...
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, there's an entire section of lore about divination and fortune telling related baked goods about predicting your next husband and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it is. Sir Everhart, it is your turn. I'm assuming you want 3 cards, or would you like to go and find somebody else to throw an axe at?
I didn't throw an axe.
Not
but
the
I'll
point.
Take 3 cards.
Not the point. Where did your card go, Rodance? The one that you had over there.
It got burned
Not
up for
a
her to
clue.
fix that thing.
What?
I thought you were like, thank goodness I had that card earlier. because it
Oh,
saved you time."
no. Don't let me forget that you have that one keeper card that somehow managed to end up back in the deck for some reason.
It doesn't really matter. I have it in my notes.
Yeah, no, that's good, because the card for whatever reason went back into the pile, so let me show
Probably at the
this.
same time you grabbed her token, too.
That's a possibility. Oh, yeah, that's when it happened, because I selected all the cards that she had over there and her token instead of only grabbing the 2 that I was supposed to grab. That's my bad. Alright, 3 to red. Is that 3 or 2? That's 3.
3.
What do we got?
Let me look
About
here.
Things Real. Host calls for a toast. That's a host card. You have to play that. And you have a
have
choice
2
of
hard
2
cards.
host cards. Ooh. One of those is really good. Except for the fact this is the final round.
Yeah, I'm wanting to go for Generous Host, I think. Yeah, I think I'll go for Generous Host.
Okay. I will mark you down. I think what happens is, here's what I think happens. You're approached by, let's say the lady of the castle. And if you recall, we're in Warwick, which I don't remember exactly where that is on the map. It's not terribly important right now, but you are approached by the Lady of Warwick, who, out of curiosity, we'll call it innocent, idle curiosity, wants to know what just happened because of Sir Eorc. And I imagine you tell her something, the far cleaner version of what actually happened. And she says, why don't you tell me more about this Sir Eorc with me at the high table?
Oh my.
This is not a flirtatious thing, but I feel like in some ways the host is obligated to make rounds through the feast, but also has to, quote unquote, report back to the high table, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So you get to move up. Let me turn you around so it actually looks like you're in the right spot. You get 2 geniality for that card. I'm going to grant you 2 additional geniality for being moved up.
Mm-hmm.
And then these 3 cards.
Don't you get something else for being at the high table or at the end of the feast? Or am I remembering something weird?
You remember something weird. You get 2 geniality for free, but you also don't draw cards.
Yeah.
This would have been even cooler for you insofar as geniality goes if there were additional rounds, because now you would just stay up there for the rest of the feast, just collecting geniality and being able to do the other things.
I'm not good at the other things.
Well, yeah. That takes us to Sir Dallin. I'm imagining you want cards, but please, by all means, make your choice.
Cards, please.
That's what I thought. Let's see.
The random
Oops.
element is entertaining.
It is.
Okay, so
is it not?
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
That's not what I meant to do. So I got 4 for this round.
5.
I
have 5 because you got 1 because of where you were sitting. You got
Okay.
2 more for the playing of the card, and then the 2 that you would get for the round had you been at the high table.
Okay.
Which might be a
So-
bit much, but I'm going to allow it.
Right. So because of the opposed, I just because of everything else that happened and the opposed roll that we had to do for Rodance, I didn't get my notes for the second round. As far as I think I got 4 geniality.
Correct. Yeah, you did. You did. And that takes us to Sir Dallin, who has a faux pas and How's the Wine. Wait a minute. How's the Wine? Is that... Okay, neither one of them are special in that regard.
I'm just trying to debate. Do I want more courtesy or do I want merciful? because I know my merciful is higher than my cruel. Actually, no, my cruel is higher than my merciful.
Wow, that's not very. That's not very prudent. That's not very prudent of Dallin. To be merciless.
Actually,
cruel.
Being merciless is quite
merciless
prudent.
tend to go hand in hand.
No, it does actually, because if you kill them now, they don't become a threat later.
Well, the problem is I would like my merciful higher than my cruel because merciful is a chivalry.
Yeah, it is.
Trait.
It is.
As opposed to my courtesy already being a 15, I think I'd rather take the opportunity to try to bump my merciful.
All right, sounds like you're gonna do the faux pas. All right, go ahead and.
I think this is the same card that I did last time that actually made me lose the freaking.
It could have been. It could have been. Let me see what happens here. So merciful wins. You check merciful and gain geniality. If cruel wins, you gain 1 geniality and check cruel. So go ahead. What's your merciful stat?
9.
All right, go ahead and make your 9 and under roll. That is a success there on a 6. And your cruel is 11. So make your 11 and under roll. That is a fumble. So merciful wins. You gain two geniality and you check merciful, and that will do it for you. I think what happens. Let me read that card one more time here. You notice a guest about to, yeah. So basically, it's when I think this is what happens when Sir Everhart follows Lady Warwick up to the high table. One of Everhart's house knights, believing that he is supposed to come along in his somewhat drunken state, because perhaps during the telling of the tale, that house knight had a moment where he was able to chip in some comment that made sense. Maybe it made the lady laugh a little bit. And so when the lady goes up to the high table and brings Everhart with her, the house knight tries to go as well, until Sir Dallin says, no, I think that was actually more of a personal one-on-one conversation, not a one-on-one-on-one conversation.
Well,
unless somebody wants to interject with something better.
I was actually gonna say, could we change the topic, because that's gonna be like a hard topic for my character to get around. Discussing the adventures with Merlin, on the other hand, might be a different story,
and would also bring more justification for you to go to the high table, because more than likely Merlin is somewhere up there as well.
Yeah.
And then the house knight was like, well, I really wasn't on there, but I think I should go. Gotta protect my lord before he throws something at Merlin. And, oh, no, maybe I shouldn't go because this other knight's telling me no. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so Dallin, that gives you 3 geniality for the round.
5.
Oh, yes, because I forgot the other 2. Thank you. Lots of geniality going out tonight. Okay. Let's see. This card, flip it, put it in the pile. This card, flip it, put it in the pile. Get back here. Now, do you remember, Ro, on that card, was there anything cool if you still had it? Excuse me, at the end of the night? Or that was somebody else's? That was someone else's card, wasn't it?
That was mine.
Okay. Oh, the gift.
That was the one that if I'd gone with the other card,
yeah,
I could have had an additional Libram at the end of the night.
Yep. All right, Sir Vitamar, cards, or are you gonna do something else? Maybe rub your.
Is there an option to indulge?
There is I
fucking drink.
I feel like that's pertinent right now. After that's bullshit. All right. Characters who drink and eat to excess this round or encourage others to do so may earn the esteem of their host. Roll your choice of temperate or indulgent. In this case, you're trying to indulge. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on one second. Make sure everyone has enough to eat and drink. Honest success, gain a check. Let's see. I imagine you just rolled. Yep. So yeah, that's a successful. So, honest. So check, indulgent, and gain 1 point of geniality for the round as you relate to others why you're suddenly consuming an entire pitcher of The local ale.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be one geniality plus one, or it's just the one to get? Because like
He gets the
this
one.
is being returned.
He gets the one for the round, but he also gets the one for the indulgence.
Right. So 2 for the round is what I was.
Yeah. And that takes me to the wrong freaking thing. There we go. As this concludes the final round of the feast, you notice that Sir Blaine's is making his way through the crowd. Now, at this point, a lot of people are starting to gather up their stuff and heading out. And what you see is Sir Blaine's starting over by the entrance to the hall and kind of making his way through the crowd towards the high table, but he's stopping and talking to a number of people along the way. To some people, he is offering gifts. With others, he is having short, friendly conversations. It looks as though... Well, I'll just ask this, because I probably shouldn't lead with this normally, but if anybody wants to make an awareness or intrigue roll as to what they can perceive Sir Blaine's doing, this would be the time to do it.
Success.
I knew somebody. I'm surprised you got that out before Dallin did.
What were you rolling for?
Awareness or success. Or excuse me, awareness or intrigue. Sorry. Anybody else?
Rolling that?
You can if you want. You don't have to.
I mean, I guess
Roll
I'll.
an intrigue.
All right. Your intrigue is 15, I think.
No, it's 10. And
10.
I succeeded.
You succeeded. So that's 2
I'll
successes.
roll an awareness.
All right, that's 10 unless you bumped it. All right, yeah. So
Um,
no. Go ahead.
My awareness is only 5, by the way.
Yeah, awareness starts at 5.
Oh,
not 10.
I think. Okay, my bad. I either misremembered it or I put Gareth's at 10 and it's actually gone up since even that. But anyway, what you notice is that Sir Blaine's is hobnobbing essentially with a variety of knights and lesser lords or what have you. But the one thing in particular that you notice is that some of the people are Silchester individuals and some of the people are Salisbury individuals. And they all seem to be, regardless of which county they're from, they all seem to be rather jovial towards Sir Blaine's. And not at all confrontational or standoffish or anything of that sort. The silence is me waiting to see what kind of response you guys offer.
Especially at the high table, am I anywhere near Sir Roderick?
Yes.
I'm looking to him for direction.
I feel like Sir Roderick at the moment may not necessarily notice right away, as he is deep in a conversation with either Duke Ulfius or perhaps even the Prince.
Well, while I'm at the high table, would be a breach of protocol to say to get Sir Roderick's attention, then if he is not aware.
I think there's a way to casually, tap him on the shoulder and generally nod in the direction of Sir Blaine's.
I would do that then, since I'm at the high table.
I think there's a way to do it without causing too much problem. It may require you to roll courtesy, however. And
Well,
by may I mean it does. So.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm definitely calling on.
All right, make your, what is it, 15 or 16 now?
16.
All right, Edge succeeded. So go ahead and make your, what is it, 10 or excuse me, 13 on your courtesy.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Now, on a success, you check it, right? Not just a crit.
That's a good question. Let me look that up real fast.
That's how we were doing it.
I believe that's actually what the little stand-ups are on the other tables I use for Pendragon, but let me double check this here. Where am I going? I want... Is it game mechanics? Or is it before this? Area movement, time scale... where are you? It's in this area. I think I just passed it. On a success, Gain an experience check in the passion. So if you guys, so all those passion tests that you guys have rolled tonight, you should have been checking them. I apologize.
I was. I just
Well, for
happened
the
to
other
think I'm
two,
not-
definitely.
I just happen to think with this, and I'm not cheating.
Yeah, no, I sometimes overlook. That's part of the reason why I put those little boards up on the other table, so I can always reference them if I need to. But yeah, if you
well, I didn't pass mine, so I'm assuming I don't check it.
correct. In fact, you're supposed to do that whole melancholy snap out of it thing, but we're kind of playing that one much more low key than we
I was
normally
gonna say,
would.
does she? Don't. Normally, you'd lose a point too, but you're not gonna make her do that, are you?
No, not for a feast, for something that was not so consequential.
Okay.
So yeah, no, you managed to get Earl Roderick's attention, and he looks over.
No, this is this
sorry.
is the passion. I haven't
Oh,
actually made the score.
yeah, my bad. Yeah, so courtesy with a +10.
So courtesy 14.
Like if that's what it is, yeah. Ooh.
That's gonna be my reroll token.
Okay, yeah. Toss it over here.
I'm not failing a courtesy at the high table, or maybe I am. I don't know.
Nope, not this time. You're succeeding. All right, yeah. Earl Roderick you get Earl Roderick's attention. You direct him towards the crowd near the exit, and he notices that Blaine's is hobnobbing with both sides of the line, as it were. He nudges Duke Ulfius, and they share a brief look, one that you probably can't quite make out. And the reason why I say that is because these two would probably have some sort of not familial, but familiar history with each other.
Mm-hmm.
The one sense that you could probably pick up on is how Duke Ulfius is almost dismissive of either Earl Roderick or what Sir Blaine's is doing, as if he just doesn't care. It's not that big of a deal to him. Doesn't matter. Anything else? Anybody?
If I'm able to exchange a word, I say, I'm at your service, my lord. You know, just kind of a.
Yeah, and I think the Earl will nod and say something about how he appreciates it, but this is not the time. Something to that effect. You'll notice most likely that he has something of a kind of a disappointed look, but also kind of a frustrated look. If you could put those two together into a single look, if they had a love child look. That's the expression on his face when he says that. But yeah, obviously any sort of overt moves at this point would be out of line. You do notice that Sir Blaine's notices that you've noticed him, and he gives, specifically to Everhart, but also indirectly or perhaps a little bit less obviously to Earl Roderick, he gives a very, what's the word I'm going to use here?
Like a sarcastic salute.
No, he's got an incredibly wicked sneer. Almost as though he had just gotten a major point over on you and the Earl. As if he has scored some sort of victory. He's got that kind of a sneer going.
That's weird.
Anybody, does Sir Dallin or Sir Vitamar have anything they want to throw into this pot?
I feel like the Master of Intrigue is best suited to this situation.
I'll roll some intrigue for you.
Don't tempt me with a good time. That's all I heard. That is a success. What would you like to know? I'll allow you to ask one question.
I'm blanking on questions. Rev, do you have an idea?
Either
Why is he sneering?
Either what has he accomplished, or what are his intentions? What are his goals?
If I can try to figure out what his goals are, that would totally be the thing.
Why
I'm
is he
going for.
buttering up to people and kissing their ass?
I'm gonna go with the question that Talos threw out, and here's why. the other question, what are his goals? What are his intentions? What is he trying to do? Those might be a little bit too broad scope for the current situation. But what is he trying to do? Why is he trying to butter up these people? Here's what you notice, Sir Dallin. And with maybe a few questions, maybe leading over to somebody's ear and whispering a question or two about the situation going on by the exit. What you notice and what you can put together otherwise is that these particular individuals that Sir Blaine's is interacting with happen to control the majority of the land. I'm trying to picture the map off the top of my head. I don't have it up for reference, but basically the land north of Levkomagus that is closest to the border of Silchester and Salisbury and running north from there to the edge of Logris. These people are all basically neighbors in this area, not necessarily subservient or answerable to Levkomagus, but they are close enough that he can definitely exert some influence on.
Okay, so he's not close enough to have any touch with Eorc. Cool. I don't care.
No, nowhere near Eorc, because he's down in the south. But what is of concern is that somebody else, and also Vitamar, in fact, have a few manors not terribly close, but not far away either.
Yeah, fuck me. Okay.
So Vitamar would notice probably that he also may have some common shared borderage going on, as well as obviously Sir Dallin.
Honestly, as long as he didn't talk to Walston, I think I'm okay. Because otherwise,
roll a d6 for me, Talus. Even he has, odd he has not. Odd he has not. All right.
Yeah, no, because the only other people that's up there is Bridget, who just got married off with whatever.
One of your cousins or something.
My other brother's son.
Yeah.
And then there's Farvel's mother, and then there's Odsted, or not Odsted. What's his name?
Osgood.
Osgood. So that's all the manors up there. I don't have anything else to worry about.
Okay.
Other than Walston.
And I know Dallin's got a few up that way, but they're also not terribly close to. They're even further away from Silchester.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody's terribly far away either, no matter where you are on the map, but
knowing what I know about the history,
yeah,
this sounds like a prelude to a territorial shift where these lords all say, you know what, we were paying our taxes to King Arthur, to Sir Roderick, but we now feel like we fall under the sway of our taxes should be paid to
Sir Blaine's.
Blaine's.
And I will argue this. Sir Everhart may not have made that connection without interacting with Sir Dallin first.
Okay.
Everhart would know that these people share common ground, literally the common ground along the border and that stuff, but he may not necessarily have put it all together that perhaps this potential shift of owner, who owns what. Sir Dallin, no, hold on. Sir Dallin can put that together based on the information I've given, perhaps, but Sir Everhart, not yet. Not without conversing with Dallin or otherwise coming to that conclusion on his own.
I was gonna say my heraldry is 13. Yeah. If you want me to,
by all means, no, please make your heraldry roll.
Is this still under the fealty of Lord bonus?
What's your heraldry?
13.
I think you'll be fine. No bonus.
Oh,
yeah, look at that. You succeeded. So yeah, you definitely notice. You could almost picture a map in your head of where the individual family crests line up, and you could tell that there is definitely, if not so much the shift in property and who owns what and who pays taxes to whom, you could definitely feel a shifting of the wind, as it were, based on who he's interacting with. Alright, anything else before I start tallying up this geniality and awarding glory? Going once. Going twice. And here we go. Geniality for the evening. We've got Sir Everhart with 8 and 5 is 13. Geniality. Sir Dallin with 5, 8, 13. Geniality. And Sir Vitamar 1, 3, 5. Geniality. That turns into...
I'm gonna roll a couple dice, but it's for an own internal decision.
Okay.
Character.
I'm curious to see what these rolls are before I say these announcements.
I'm not telling you what it means.
Okay. Suddenly there's gonna be a dead Saxon somewhere.
Okay, well that was... Okay.
Let me know when you're done so I can let you know what these results are.
Okay.
Alright. Sir Everhart and Sir Dallin receive 230 glory for the feast.
So 100 for the feast plus our geniality?
Correct. Geniality times 10.
Mm-hmm.
And then Sir Vitamar, 150.
Alright.
And that is all I have intended for this evening. What do we think? What are our thoughts about tonight? What are our thoughts about knowing that there's going to be a major battle coming up?
I mean, you've sort of been hinting at it this entire time.
I have, intentionally, because I'm looking. I'm going. I know it's a few weeks away, so I'm going to forewarn you now. This battle, if you guys remember, I know Rodance wasn't here for it, but the battle at Mirkwood Creek, we played that more or less following what's considered to be the skirmish rules in the book in chapter 4. The battle that we're going to do later this year is going to be using the battle rules in appendix... I'm going to say it's appendix 2. It might be a different one, but there's a whole appendix in the back of the book specifically for battle. So if you want, you should take a look over those rules. We're not going to follow those rules exactly to the T, because it will be slightly modified for the fact that this campaign is pretty much scripted out. So the battle will have more or less a predetermined outcome already, whereas the rules as presented assume that, anything could happen. But looking through those rules would not be a bad idea. And you've got plenty of time to do it, so I wouldn't stress about it. The battle, I'm anticipating this battle taking the entire session, if not longer.
Assuming I don't get critted in the first 2 fights.
Well, so that's the thing. So each round, you ran.
Explain it now because we're gonna forget.
No, I know. You're right. You're actually really right on that one. Anyways, thoughts on tonight? Thoughts on the upcoming battle? Thoughts on the overall political situation / machinations of dubious sirs and stewards?
Very cool. Vitamar could not really care less about what's going up north as long as it doesn't affect his territory. Air quotes.
So let me ask this question then for Vitamar. Knowing the kind of personality that we've been kind of fostering for Vitamar, what happens when... So I'm picturing in my head, without a map, that Vitamar's territory north of Winterborn Gunnet, right?
Yeah.
And then the next territory over, it's still Salisbury's. It's just not Sir Blaines's. What happens when that territory does become Sir Blaine's, and now Vitamar is effectively bordering Silchester?
Then I'm probably gonna focus on those northern parts, not being agriculture producing places, and rather training knights and shit.
So you're anticipating an out-and-out confrontation, perhaps even conflict, with Silchester at some point?
Yeah, if it ends up being that way, because I was originally just gonna focus on food and shit for population and whatnot, but if that shit happens, then I'm gonna at least out of the 4 that's up there, 2 to 3 of them are gonna focus on training knights. If that's possible, if that happens, and they're probably going to be something along the lines of like religious knights under Osgood, gotta entwine.
Oh shit, Osgood starting up his own little monk order. He's got a paladin group going right now.
Probably. Anyway.
Rev, what about you, my friend? What are your thoughts overall tonight? Moving or looking ahead, the political situation, etc.
Well, considering there was no one on horseback on the opposing side, we're going to be fighting Saxons next week or next month.
You noticed that? You remember that from the sneak peek, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's definitely. I mean, the news went out in the feast that it was going to be Saxons, the Saxons that are causing problems in the north.
So thanks to your sneak peek, I know that whatever machinations he has planned are we're basically either going to have a fight over it, or we're going to come back from the field of battle to find that he has redrawn the borders while Sir Roderick has been fighting.
As amusing as that would be to explore, all of Logres is moving north for this engagement. That includes Silchester. There might be a couple people left behind for garrisoning purposes, but generally speaking, all of Logres is moving north.
I would like to take a particular note, of the heraldry, potentially for some type of bonus and awareness later on.
Uh-huh.
And try to make sure as that lines of battle are drawn, that those particular knights are not placed in a position to threaten Sir Roderick.
It's an interesting thought. Okay. Alright. What else you got? Anything else?
No, because I failed my roll of...
Your roll up. Did I think of this? Did I think of that? Okay. Rodance!
No, I was rolling to see if I could overcome my... I was basically trying to see if there was a fight coming up with another county, whether my character would be willing to accept Saxon mercenaries.
I'm just thinking absolutely not.
Well, that 11 and that 1, that one was my Saxon roll, so that was plus 10, so that and the 11 were a tie.
Oh, wow. Ooh, excuse me. Alright.
Oh my god.
Alright, Rodance.
Saxon mercenary.
God, that's a scary thought. I can't imagine Everhart allowing Saxon mercs anywhere near him without having been like a 2 or 3 year long relationship with a particular Saxon that would have, slowly overcome prejudices and things of that nature to where they actually become trustworthy friends.
That's not gonna happen.
It's not.
Well, basically what I'm saying is, that was a tie there.
Yeah.
There was like this brief moment where he went like, what can we do to tip the odds if all of these nobles switch sides?
Right.
And for like a brief moment he thought Saxons, and then like with a burning passionate hatred he went, no.
No! Never! Rodance, my friend, what do you got? Thoughts for tonight, thoughts looking ahead, thoughts about the political situation as Talos chucks reroll tokens all over the place.
Hey, I was just looking over my sheet going, man, those starting values you get in your battle and combat skills?
Yeah.
I have starting values, except in like 2 skills that only have +1s. So I'm just going like, how to survive pitched battle when I do not have a character built for combat skills.
Fucking Talos is literally trying to flip the table without flipping the table. It's kind of funny to watch. Hey, stop fucking with my cards, you dick.
Let's go.
Oh my god. Anything else, Ro, before I shut this shit down?
A card for you.
So, do we have not Farvel the Third ready?
Oh, that's a good question. My question is this: do we have Dallin the Second or Everhart the Second ready?
No.
You might want to think about it. No, the battle. Don't get me wrong. Your characters can die in the battle, and mostly through attrition. But there will be a couple of things I'm gonna basically introduce to hopefully offset some of that. You guys are literally destroying my table right now. This is distracting and discerning all at once. All right, my friends. That is it for tonight. Oh, you know what we should have done? We should have done quick outros. We'll start back at the top. Sir, Talus, outro.
Coffee, all over the desk.
No, yeah, I was just gonna say, no. What you need to be saying right now is closed containers.
Yeah. So water was the option of drink for the rest of the night, and I finished off the M&Ms. Otherwise, good night. I drank a lot of water, and I gotta go. So, goodbye.
Rodance, what do you got?
Almond Joy's best coffee creamer flavor.
I disagree, but I will allow you to have your own opinion. That sounded a little presumptuous, but
Hey! I have a serious thing for coconut, for almond, and for chocolate. Almond Joy makes the best trifecta ever.
I can't disagree. I cannot disagree with your logic. I will disagree with your opinion that is the best creamer flavor.
Yeah, you're probably one of those people who also like that gross dark roast coffee too, aren't you?
You know, the funny thing is the dark roast has less caffeine.
Yeah, I just think the flavor is gross. I don't prefer my coffee burnt.
That's a fair point. I go for more of a medium roast, to be honest.
But I don't know what it is, but I'm really sensitive to the flavor of burnt anything, and it's especially noticeable in coffee, and it's just horrible in my head. So
that scans. Rev, as you continue to muck with all the things on the board that you could touch, outros, please.
I've only messed with the dice, and also I think I've broken the dice roller. Try to use the dice roller.
There's probably some die floating around somewhere that hasn't quite come to a complete rest. That's fine.
It's been that way for quite a bit.
Yeah, it's fine.
Anyway, yeah,
he's just proud he broke the dice roller.
It's gonna be interesting. Also, I think there's some dice that are floating on top of the cards. But anyway, it's gonna be interesting coming up. We've got the drama with the Earl that we could have potentially sided with instead of Earl Roderick, and I basically, through the series of challenges and duels, sort of firmly planted us on Sir Roderick's side. And gonna go fight a whole bunch of Saxons.
Oh yeah. We've got the Saxon drama, we've got the Earl and Sir Blaine's drama, and we've got the Sir Eoric drama, all coming up in the next couple of episodes. Unfortunately, we are going to be taking a few weeks off so that I can go and enjoy some time with my family down south.
I was gonna say,
but
since the battle's gonna take so long, don't we need to settle the Sir Eoric drama before we go to the battle thing?
I don't know. We'll have to figure that out when we come back in about 3 to 4 weeks.
Also, Rodance, since I don't think Talus will be, I think Talus will be busy with his father. But do you want to get together and look over the battle rules to make sure that we're aware of what's going on?
That seems like a thing to do the night before. But yeah,
I was thinking like in lieu of the session, just like get together for maybe 20 to 30 minutes and look over the rules.
Well, I mean, why don't we do that Tuesday before in June? I think it's like the 6th or something.
Yeah, the 6th. 6th of June, not to be confused with the Word of Blake.
What?
It was a BattleTech joke, actually. The 6th of June, not to be confused with the Word of Blake, because the 6th of June is actually one of the Blake sects.
I don't get it.
Alright, I'm out of here. Alright. Yeah. Alright, my friends, that is it for tonight. Again, this is our last Blood and Glory stream until currently scheduling it for the 13th of June. Hope to see you there. Plenty of action, plenty of drama to come, and plenty of dice to be rolled along the way. Join me one more time this week as we have yet another stream tomorrow. Second Star Traveler 2300 role-playing experience as the crew of the Far London ship Wayfinder finally finds its way away from Cosito and on to its next port of call. Looking forward to it. Can't wait to see you guys there. In the meantime, stay safe, stay awesome. Make sure you're doing what you got to do to take care of you and yours. This world is, after all, sadly, a dark and strange, crazy, dangerous place. But as for me and mine, we're out of here. Have a good evening, my friends.